Big Game Energy, June 12th. James and Spencer hanging out with you. We are going to be breaking down the NBA Finals. The Knicks are up 3-1 going into Saturday night's pivotal and potential elimination game. We are also going to talk about the biggest drama in college football right now with Brendan Sorsby fighting the NCAA and Texas Tech facing a ton of backlash for what they're doing in this situation. But first, James, previously on Big Game Energy, I made the declaration that I felt like if the Spurs won Game 3, then they would come back to San Antonio with the series tied 2-2. And for the first two halves, it looked like that was going to be the case. And I was going to get up here, puff my chest out, and say, I told you so. But all-time collapse. I cannot believe what we witnessed last night at the time of this recording. The Knicks came back from down 29, a all-time choke job by the San Antonio Spurs. James, you literally thought it was over. You went to bed last night, and then you woke up to see the news that the Spurs choked it.
Spence, I was shocked, dude. I was totally shocked. I went to bed. It was 71-42. It was 29 points. I was ready. I texted you. I said, Spence, we are going to get on this damn podcast and talk about we were right. We told you Game 3 was a must-win for the Knicks. They blew Game 3. They're going to blame Trump. Game 4, the Spurs are shooting like the Golden State Warriors in the first half from the three-point line. They were just hitting everything you could think of. It was over, Spence. It was over. A team scored 76 points in the first half. That team usually is probably going to win. And I went to bed and no bullcrap, Spence. I didn't see the text messages first. I woke up and I rubbed my eyes and I said, all right, let me see what happened to the game. Spurs won. How many points? And I scrolled and I saw the score. It was like a 1-point game. And I thought I had the old notifications from Game 2. It was 105-104. And I was like, damn, the Knicks won it. 105-104. I was like, hold on, let me delete this. And I went right back to it. And it said the damn Knicks beat the Spurs 107-106. And I cashed my plus 2.5 Spurs bet again. And I'm like, what the happened? I need to know. Did Wemby just break a leg? Did everyone on the Spurs get ejected and they only had to play with two guys on the court? You dropped 76 points. You were up 29.5. Spence, usually you win the game. And I'm watching the recap from the second half and on. And I joked in our clip earlier this morning about Mitch Johnson. Hey, man, Knicks up on a 15-0 run. Hey, man, we might need to draw a play up to win the game. Hey, man, you could have called a timeout when De'Aaron Fox stole the ball. Now, he did come out there in that presser, Spence, and was like, man, I thought I could beat out OG Anunoby for a layup, be up by 3. You could have ran out the clock and been up by 3 on the 2 free throws. And maybe Brunson's missed from the 3, and yeah, the tip in from OG is now the Knicks are only down by 1. And you're shooting another free throws. But I'm not going to blame De'Aaron Fox. I'm not. I know it was a bonehead play. I did enjoy the aggressiveness because you're in the finals. I don't know if he'll ever get back. Who knows? He'll probably get cut after this. But who knows?
Oh, no one's taking on that contract, man.
No
one wants that contract now.
That's what I was saying. He gonna get cut. He not getting traded. He gonna get cut. He'll be like, hey, De'Aaron. Hey, I'm sorry, man. You got to get cut. But
yeah, he's about to be a salary dump this offseason. I really feel that's coming. He'll either be a salary dump in a trade or it'll be like Damian Lillard. He gets waived.
Yeah, he's going to get waived. But the only person I blame, and again, because we hold people to higher standards. Everyone held Jesus to a higher standard. Everyone held Michael Jordan to a higher standard. Everyone held LeBron James to a higher standard. And Wemby, you choked in the fourth quarter. You long arm, long leg, skinny Frenchman. You skinny, wimpy French fry. You wimped out in the fourth quarter. I saw that stat line. Miss free throw, miss alley-oop layup, miss this, miss that. The only thing that went well for you after the game was that dude who hit you in the head with the egg. That guy should play for the Jets because nobody on the Jets can throw a lick.
You know that guy is representative of New Yorkers, right? That is textbook. They can say, he doesn't represent all of us. Mike Greenberg up there being all grandstanding on Get Up. Dude, people know that's how people are in New York. You're not fooling anybody.
I'd rather get hit by an egg on my head than get my ass whipped by a bus sign. Them videos I saw the dudes out there whipping dudes' ass with the bus sign. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. I've been egged on a few times. My car's been egged. Not a big deal. I can clean that up. I can't clean getting my butt whipped by a bus sign. I know. And Mike Greenberg, they all love doing it on ESPN.
Mhm.
We hold ourselves to a
Yes.
high moral. You guys. And it's just like, guys, you guys don't even. Never mind. I was about to say, you guys don't even know what a woman is. But okay. Keep going, Spin. But no, in all honesty, choke job overall by the Spurs. The inexperience is just showing from coaching all the way down. Even De'Aaron Fox being a veteran, it's still bonehead play on his end. And Wemby just being young. And again, I know we talked about this a week or two ago. This just reminds me of LeBron 07. You know the guy is going to be the future. You know he's going to go to more finals. It's just not his time right now. And that's okay. As a LeBron fan, I love it. But for Spurs fans, hey, it's okay, man. The future's bright still because you have a young core. So,
yeah, I'm going to say something here that's going to make me sound like a Spurs fan. So before I say that, let me just say this. To the Spurs fans that were coping on the internet about OG Anunoby fouling De'Aaron Fox on that putback attempt, and they were having still images, and it clearly does show OG Anunoby smacking De'Aaron Fox on the arm. Anyone that watched that game live knows it was the cleanest block of all time. He got the ball first and then smacked him on the arm, which is completely legal if you get the ball first. It's totally legal if it's one motion. Totally. And it was clean. It was a boneheaded play by De'Aaron Fox. And I'll say this too, that trickles up a little bit more for me also. Mitch Johnson, terrible job not putting in Dylan Harper for more minutes than De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox needs to be off this team because he's blocking Dylan Harper at this point, in my view. But I say all that, and I still think where we're at in this series, it could easily be 3-1 Spurs.
It could.
And I'm not ready to count them out. I think that if there's a team that could do this, like the 2016 Cavs did, I really think that Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are good enough, and they are better. They have more depth. I think they play tougher defense. Victor Wembanyama is still the best player on the court, despite, yes, James, you're 100% correct, struggles have been bad this finals. He's been very bad, but every time they play from here on out, it's a new game, and it's a new opportunity for Victor Wembanyama to remind people that he's a freaking alien. And so for each of these next 3 games, potentially, I will not pick against the Spurs. I'm still going to go with Spurs in 7, like I said from the jump. I think this is going to be a dogfight to the end. I'm not ready to crown the Knicks yet.
No.
Because I think Victor Wembanyama still got some magic that he can pull out if he locks in.
Yeah, no, they need to lock in because, again, we're going back to what we talked about when the Knicks were up 2-0. Now the Spurs are playing with house money now. You're down 3-1. Everyone's counted you out. Again, you get game 5 at home. You win that game. Cool. What I've seen you do 2 games in New York, if you replicate that besides the second half of game 4, I do believe the Spurs can win. There's a reason why the Spurs were a minus 200+ team to win the finals. And again, you mentioned it. They could be up 3-1 right now. Hell, if you look at how much they led all the 4 games, they should have swept this series. And what's crazy, what I worry about, though, is even though, and I know Brunson was a little bit more efficient in game 4, he is still not that efficient. I know, and we talk about the Spurs, but the real question, Spence, is turning around. Who you crowning finals MVP? The guy who scored the most points or the guy who's really been valuable?
I can't answer that yet because I still think there's a chance it's Victor Wembanyama.
And, man, you know what's crazy thinking about this too, Spence? I know De'Aaron Fox is on this team. Imagine if you had just the veteran experience, even though he lost his NBA Finals debut with the Suns. Imagine if you'd had a guy on your bench like CP3 to really close this out. You got someone who that can coach these guys on top of a young coaching staff. Yeah, CP3 would really have helped in this moment because it just seems like sometimes the Spurs are just hooping, and you can see they just hooping. Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper and Champagnie, and they can hoop. It's just they just ain't got that finer detail that's got to be ironed out.
Yeah, current odds heading into Game 5 on Saturday. The Knicks are minus 500 to win the series. The Spurs are plus 380. So, honestly, not the best odds. Victor Wembanyama, though, finals MVP, plus 390. I think those two, you parlay those two together because it makes a lot of sense. I don't hate that bet at all. I really don't. If you plus 380 Spurs to win it all, plus 390, Victor Wembanyama Finals MVP. That could make some money for some people. I'm just saying, not gambling advice. We don't do that here.
Not gambling advice. Even from a financial advice, we don't advise you doing that. But if you thought of trying something crazy and you still believe in the Spurs,
but I'm a Rockets fan. I do love seeing them choke in all-time fashion. I love seeing that. But I also just, as a hoops guy, every time Victor Wembanyama steps on the court, I'm just marveling at him. And so I just cannot pick against him right now. I just can't.
Yeah, we'll see. I know Saturday's coming around. I can't wait to watch Game 5. I believe the Spurs will probably win by 20 plus. Bring this game back to New York and put the pressure on the Knicks. And again, seeing that, hey, we've technically should have won both games in New York, and we're coming to Game 6, and everyone's already counting us out. We playing with house money.
So that's actually a good segue here, James, just talking about these betting odds for the finals. That leads us to the biggest topic in college football probably since the offseason began, and that is Brendan Sorsby with Texas Tech and the gambling problem. Now, James, this is how we're going to start the video off. Brendan Sorsby is about to lead Texas Tech to an undefeated season, and here's how he's going to do it. So we know Brendan Sorsby admitted to gambling on his own team during his time at Indiana, placed over 40 bets on the Indiana Hoosiers when he was there. We know this is a cardinal sin in all of sports. You cannot bet on your own team while you are playing. That's bad, bad, bad. So the NCAA stepped in, immediately ruled him ineligible to play. He turned around and sued the NCAA because he was dealing with addiction. And so he was granted a temporary injunction by a Texas judge at the beginning of June. The NCAA immediately appealed, and now the Big 12 came out today, and they are discussing potentially not playing Texas Tech. The Big 10 is also talking about doing the same thing, but it's way bigger deal that Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, is potentially going to leave Texas Tech out. But James has got me thinking, right?
Gotcha.
The schedule's already made. So if the Big 12 comes out and says, we're not going to play Texas Tech, would that mean they're going to reshuffle the schedule? Or would that mean that every single team on Texas Tech's schedule in the Big 12 is going to automatically forfeit their game, therefore giving Texas Tech the win and an undefeated season? Because we know they'll take care of all their non-conference games, and especially if other conferences are going to join in on the Big 12 and not play them if they have this guy at quarterback. The Texas Tech Red Raiders might end up going undefeated this year because those D2 teams, they're still going to play.
Yeah,
they want that Texas Tech money. Yeah, they want that money. So the Red Raiders might end up going like 4-0 with a bunch of forfeits, undefeated season. Obviously, they won't let them in the Big 12 championship, and the playoff committee won't vote them in there. But we might see them throw a UCF national champions banner up on their stadium because their quarterback gambled on his own team and they went undefeated because all the teams forfeited against him.
Gosh.
Just an idea, just a theory. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know how that would work. You even talked about it, the Big 12 thinking about not even forfeiting the games, not even wanting to schedule. Georgia and Nebraska also on top of it. Literally freaking they banned scheduling Texas Tech because of this ruling. And to even reel it in just a little bit, because I know we're talking about schedules and all. Spence, this is a black eye on the sport. We already criticized about NIL and left and right, but you mentioned it. Sports gambling is a sin. You could do a lot worse things. You could commit murder probably and might be able to play.
Maybe at Georgia.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
We know.
Remember Jalen Carter, man. You still playing in the NFL, right? Yeah. Go Birds. Though, yeah, you mentioned it. I will say this. Pete Rose is rolling in his grave right now. Pete Rose is wondering, why couldn't I get this Texas judge when I got hit with this? As soon as I heard of the reports about Nick Saban being out there and the committee and Congress, blah, blah, blah. And everyone got on Nick Saban because the storyline was, because now they changed the rules. You can't have fun. You decide to get all hissy and the pissy. Two things can be true. Maybe Nick Saban is being a little bit of a crybaby because it didn't work in his area anymore. But this just does not make any sense. It doesn't make the sport look good. Heck, 2 weeks ago, we were supporting Texas Tech, calling out Texas and being like, hey, we'll pay these teams and we'll play you week 1, giving Sark the business. The biggest thing about this whole story, number one, where's the law and order? 2, where is any accountability? You know what I mean? I was always raised, your action has consequences. And this action just said, hey, you're not going to play Abilene Christian and East Mississippi Valley. That's it. It's almost, and I don't want to say similar, but it's almost similar to these guys in the NFL. They get hit with a domestic violence case. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, man, you can get that 2-game suspension. Hey, we'll call it a day. But Calvin Ridley, hey, what did he do? Bet on games he wasn't even playing. Boom, he got suspended big time. What did our boy J-Mo Williams do? He was betting college football games on
He was connected to the team's Wi-Fi when he placed a bet on a different sport.
Boom, got hit with it. Look what Terry Rozier, bro. Where's he at? He fixing games in the NBA. It's the biggest cardinal rule, and this might be worse than Adam Silver. Adam Silver might actually look good for once. I've always hated.
Well, let's not go too far now. That guy's the worst. He is the worst.
He is the worst. I will give him that because he
is my woat.
He never has a backbone on these things. But the NCAA really didn't have a backbone on this, and they should have dropped the hammer. But until it goes back to until they start regulating either these contracts, these money that's flowing left and right, and these transfers. Because what was going to happen if he actually got hit with a full season? Okay, somebody's going to transfer over to Texas. So they're going to find a way to transfer a quarterback to Tech to do an emergency fill-in. And then Brandon Sorsby is just going to transfer out because Tech don't want him.
I don't think he's transferring out. I think what the most likely outcome here is that the NCAA steps in, and I would be shocked if Brendan Sorsby took the field for the Red Raiders this year. It would truly shock me if that happened. What I think is going to happen is it's going to get overturned somehow. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how the legal system works here, but it's going to get overturned in some fashion. He's going to be ruled ineligible again, and he's going to enter the rarely used but often interesting and intriguing to follow, the supplemental draft. And it will be interesting. There were scouts that were interested in Brendan Sorsby as an NFL prospect before all this came to light. I'm willing to bet if he entered the supplemental draft, there would be some teams that would be likely to take a shot on him with a 4th or a 5th or a 6th round pick. I don't think he goes undrafted in the supplemental draft because he's a quarterback that had some intrigue with him, and we know quarterback's such a valuable position. Someone in the NFL would take a chance on him. I just know they would.
Yeah, you think off the top of the head.
But his college career is done. Let me be clear on that. I would be shocked if he plays another down of college football in his life.
I hope so, yeah. Again, I'm with you. This is a black eye to the sport to allow this to happen. Actions have consequences, and I don't care. You had a gambling addiction back in the day, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You're making all this money now. There's got to be a consequence for these things. And
I think they're going to do what they can. I think they know this is wrong. But to me, it's not the NCAA. It's Texas Tech. You guys are shameless. This is disgraceful. And now they're getting the Texas Attorney General involved. And he's putting out warnings to the Big 12 that, hey, if you do this, there's going to be sanctions against you. Dude, we're bending over backwards to let this guy that gambled on his own team to play. And I get it. People are going to say, oh, he sought treatment. He had an addiction. It's no different than someone having an alcohol or drug addiction. People are saying there's no evidence that he altered the games to make a profit on his bets, right? There's no evidence of that, and I get that. But this is a slippery slope, and you cannot let things get progressively worse than this. Because, again, if he does end up playing this year by some miracle, for Red Raiders fans, it would be a miracle. Yep. But if he does end up playing this year, it's going to forever change how these disciplinary actions go forward when it comes to gambling on sports. This has to be a landmark case when it comes to the NCAA cracking down on gambling.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, cracking down on gambling. We, as side bettors at the casinos and on our online phones and crap, Spence, we joke about it all the time, and I don't think it would ever happen. And since DraftKings and FanDuel and all that's been implemented to all these sports commercials and broadcasts, I do believe they need to pull all that in my eye. No more advertising.
Back it off a little bit.
That's the issue with me. I actually enjoy it. I don't care for the 5,800 commercials with Kevin Hart and LeBron James and, hey, man.
Prize picks.
Yeah, prize.
But hey, if
Yeah.
y'all want to throw Big Game Energy a sponsorship, our
Bet
DMs
all
are
the games.
open.
The DMs are open, bro. We'll take prize picks, underdog. Yo, I don't even care if it's Joe Blow, Betstamp.
Kalshi, Poly Market. You
Yeah,
can freaking bet on sports on Robinhood. That's so dangerous, dude.
That's dangerous. When I saw that, that's when I was thinking to myself, Spence, okay, we need to either eliminate online gambling or online whatever. Because imagine your Robinhood account and you're just like, you know what? I think the Spurs are gonna win this game. You just bet all your non-retirement money on that. Hey, up 29, bro. We good? Easiest bet of my life. And you just lost it just right there. It made me sick.
So we condemn the actions of Brendan Sorsby, and we hope that the NCAA steps in, gets this taken care of, and that I will say I am interested to see if he does go to the NFL. I'd be open to that.
But if he does somehow step on the field, Spence, I ain't gonna lie. If he steps on the field for Tech, any team playing him, if I'm defensive coordinator, all out blitz every play. I don't even care if they score a touchdown. All out blitz, bro.
Hey, someone go get Greg Williams. We need that bounty system out here for Brendan Sorsby. Someone get Greg Williams on the phone now.
Now. Oh, man. All right, Spence, man. Let's wrap this bad boy up, man, with no huddle.
Yep. Let's do it. So, James, big all-time sporting event is going down this Sunday, weather permitting, because they're going to be on the lawn of the White House for UFC Freedom 250 Topuria versus Gaethje. It is an absolutely stacked fight card. I'm going to run through my picks for every single fight. Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. I'm going Diego Lopez by decision. Bo Nickel versus Kyle Daukaus. I'm going with Bo Nickel, the favorite. Michael Chandler versus Mauricio Rufy. I'm actually going with the underdog. I think Michael Chandler, he's a little old. He's a little washed. He's lost some fights. I think he comes out on the stage of the White House and he pulls an all-time UFC upset. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. I'm an H-Town guy. I love Derek Lewis, but Josh Hokett is the up-and-coming superstar. He is going to take care of business with Derek Lewis. Sean O'Malley versus Amon Zahabi. Going Sean O'Malley. Got to stick with Sugar Sean. Cyril Gahn versus Alex Pereira in the co-main. I'm going to go against the grain here, and as much as I hate to say this, he's one of my favorite fighters, I'm not going to pick Alex Pereira. I'm going with Cyril Gahn, a very underrated heavyweight, and I think he's going to come out and impress some people and get another rematch with Tom Aspinall. And in the main event, Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje. There is no doubt in my mind, Ilia Topuria is built different, hands of concrete. He's going to get it done. First round knockout, just like he's saying, and Justin Gaethje goes into retirement with an L.
And then the main fight, Trump versus Biden, bro. Just get it going, bro. Let's just end it
in
like
golf.
That.
No, I want to see that golf match.
The golf match, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Drop all the politics aside. I would love to see Trump versus Biden or whoever in politic golf. That would make, you know what crazy? Screw all, hey, we're betting 100 a hole. Yo, we're betting policies on the hole, bro. Like, yo, let's just up this, man. Yo, look, if I win this hole, man, yo, we dropping all this BS. Yo, you know what? I would watch. And then have Charles Barkley on the match crew commentate. Oh, I'd kill.
Yeah, the freaking pro-life versus pro-choice comes down to a par 5 with a dog leg left. That would be wild.
Yo, yesterday, I know, was June 10th. I'm going to call June 10th, man, National Choke Day, Spence. Why? We already know about the Spurs. They blew the 29-point lead in the third quarter. But, man, the Nationals were up 9-1 in the 8th inning and lost the game to the Giants. And the Dodgers were up 6-1 in the 7th inning and found a way to lose to the Pirates.
I saw that.
National Choke Day, Spence. Are we down for it? June 10th. Are we going to remember this day?
I'm just going to say no because this sounds sus. Hey, yo.
Yeah, man,
I'll give you something to choke on.
Yo, it's already fits with the June month and Pride month. Yo, it's got the choke day, man, on the 10th. Bro, I forget the day. What's the day that is National Steak and BJ Day? No, June 10th, National Choke Day, man. Whoa, where are we going now? Oh, man. All right, Spence. Hey, Spurs, man. First team ever in NBA history to have 76 or more points in the first half and have 30 or fewer points in the second half in any game, any regular season, any playoffs. Spence, grading the Spurs Game 4 performance last night.
It gotta be an F, right? All-time choke job. All-time choke job. We've never seen a choke job like that ever. Actually, James, that's not true, though. You and I, back when we were in high school, went to a Rockets versus Thunder game. And we saw an extremely similar turnout. We watched the Rockets score 72 points in the first half and score 19 points in the second half. It was one of the most egregious displays of offense in the second half I've ever seen in my life. KD went for 35, I think, that night. He might have gotten 40, but it was just the most ridiculous game. And it's funny also, I went to a game this year with my girlfriend, and the Rockets were playing the Spurs, and same thing happened then. Rockets were up by double digits at halftime, and they just fell apart completely and scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. It was horrible. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Against the Spurs, though. I don't know. Something's in the water down here in Texas.
Something is in that water. And I know it ain't in Galveston, or as Charles Barkley says, that dirty beach water.
That dirty-ass water. Hey, by the way, since it's no huddle, we can talk about this. If they fire Charles Barkley for this Cardi B, Cardi D comment, which is, let's be honest, that's not even Charles Barkley's most offensive thing he's ever said before. Yeah. Even recently, we know about all the women jokes back in the day. Yeah. That was probably not something that would have aged well today, but like Charles Barkley always just says whatever comes to his mind. You cannot predict what this man is going to say. And if they fire him, we will riot.
Yeah, we will riot. We already didn't like ESPN for what they're doing and all this crap with Disney and ABC. We will definitely riot, man, if Charles is gone. But hey, Charles said he wouldn't mind getting fired because they're going to pay him the next 6-7 years. And
that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get fired and get that paycheck. Man.
Paycheck. All right, Spence, 2 more, man. Actually, no, I got 3 more. Who knows? We'll see.
We're getting up against it, James. Let's put some of those in the chamber. Give me one more and let's wrap it up.
All right, one more, man. Hey, guess what? We've been hearing the rumors since Myles Garrett been signed with the Rams that Aaron Donald, is he going to make a comeback? Is he not? Who knows? Everyone's teasing around like a freaking strip club around here. But Aaron Donald on Bleacher Report betting odds, the 4th best odds for NFL comeback player of the year. Spence, what do we take of this? Aaron Donald's got better odds than Micah Parsons, Travis Hunter, Daniel Jones, Fred Warner, Malik Neighbors, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Brock Bowers, Tucker Kraft, and Cam Scatterbo.
Who's the favorite?
Pat Mahomes at plus 200.
Oh, Dad, don't waste your money on this bet. It's Pat Mahomes' easily. Just have him go up to the stage now. He is going to just be automatically given that whenever the Chiefs inevitably go 10-7 at a minimum.
Hell yeah. Pat Mahomes, number 1, plus 200 odds. Jaden Daniels, plus 430. And Kyler Murray, plus 550. Aaron Donald plus 1,400.
Aaron Donald have better odds than Kyler Murray? I would say I would rather bet Aaron Donald than Kyler Murray. That one I'll take. I'll definitely take that one. And I'm a Kyler guy too. I would rather take that one. All right. Well, good episode, James. A lot of stuff going on in sports. The dog days of summer continue, but we're getting closer. I smell it.
We're getting closer, man. Soon, man.
We will be back on Monday. We will be maybe wrapping up the NBA Finals or previewing a Game 6. We'll talk about that, and we'll wrap up the UFC fight card, and I'll give a World Cup update as well. A lot of stuff going on to get us through the summer. Yeah. So, good episode, James. We will be back next week. Until then, for James, I'm Spencer. Hey, y'all take it easy.
Come on, America. Beat that country on Friday.